Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Laugh Your Face Off. Now help me welcome to the stage your host and co-creator, Chicago's very own Pat Tomasulo.
Welcome everybody to Laugh Your Face Off. Welcome to the only fundraiser in Chicago where the host comes out to his high school wrestling music. Huh? Let's see the March of Dimes do that shit, huh? Let's also hear the host of March of Dimes say shit within 30 seconds, huh? That was so badass. How awesome was that lighting? Unbelievable. There's so many guys in here in their 40s right now who just want to fight somebody after hearing that song. They're like, God damn it, honey, 97, state champs. I gotta say, you know what the problem is? Full disclosure, I had to pivot because in years past, I've always come out to a Kanye West song, but we can't do that anymore. Because I want to make it abundantly clear that we here at Laugh Your Face Off love the Jews, okay? We love the Jews. Where are my Jews at? Make some noise. Nice. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for 30% of our fundraising total every year. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. Love working for you too. That's cool. You know, because they control the media, like Kanye says. That's what people are fired up about in 2023. Jews and drag queens. That's what poor drag queens just out there trying to do their disco brunches. Right, now they're a campaign issue. I was talking to my cousin, he's like, can you believe they got these drag queens reading to kids in school? I was like, I can't believe a drag queen is up at 9:30 in the morning in full hair and makeup. I don't know if you've ever met one, but they're generally not morning people. What are you mad at them for? You know who I'm mad at? Librarians. What, they're too busy to read to kids? These people haven't had shit to do since the Dewey Decimal System went away. What are they doing all day? People are all fired up. You listen to these politicians, you think drag queens were teaching AP physics. Just standing there in front of the class like, this kinetic energy is fierce, you little bitches. Now you better work these equations. Let me tell you something. These kids should be so lucky. I have ADHD. I couldn't pay attention in school for 10 minutes. If you would have given me a dude about 6'3" in a dress and heels telling me about kinetic energy and singing Diana Ross songs, I would have gotten into MIT. Are you out of your mind? Please. Stop it. Would have been Tomasuloheimer. That would have been the movie. It's good to see so many parents here tonight. Love seeing you guys out. I know how busy you guys are on the weekends, how much you guys have going on, you know, all the sports and the activities. I don't have any kids myself. You may be like, Pat, if you don't have kids, how do you know how busy we are? I know, because you never shut the fuck up about it, ever. Ever. Nobody cares. We don't feel bad for you. Like, oh, I gotta drive 3 hours to a soccer tournament in Indiana. It's like, yeah, but you don't. You've shown me those videos of him playing on your phone. Trust me, it's not gonna make much of a difference. I can't believe that reject can walk and talk at the same time, let alone dribble a soccer ball. You guys are all trying to give your kids an edge. Just accept that your kids are average. Can you please do that? I see this with college. You people are out of your minds. Flying these kids all over the country to look at schools. When I was looking at college, my father made it abundantly clear to me, if he couldn't get there on a tank of gas, I wasn't going. My brother took his kid to 12 schools. They stayed in hotels the whole time. I was like, bro, we didn't stay in hotels on vacation. We went to Disney World. My father was like, I got a second cousin in Kissimmee. We'll stay at his place. He says you gotta walk the dog every day. These kids are cocky. They're so spoiled. They're so cocky now. They think anybody over 30 is old and stupid. I was talking to my nephew. He's in his 20s. He was just breaking my balls because I didn't know one of his slang words, right? Just hammering me. And I'm listening to this. I'm like, this is insane. I'm a relatively well-known guy in one of the biggest cities in America. And I'm getting... No, not done. And I'm getting made fun of by a guy with a roommate? That's not how this works. It's like, no. I was like, I'm the coolest guy you know. Do you understand that? I was like, when I go home tonight and go to bed, you know what's not going to be 6 feet away? Another bed where my buddy's getting a hand job under the covers from his girlfriend. It's crazy. Everybody's kissing these kids' asses. It's so great to be young. I don't want to be young. I like where I'm at right now. I look fantastic. Stop. I don't want to be young. Listen, are there things that I could do when I was younger that I wish I could do now? Things I could do in my 20s? Of course. You guys remember how much fun it was to stand up really fast? Do you remember that? Remember how cool that was to not almost pass out from getting off a couch? Huh? Who remembers running? Wasn't that awesome? Drinking water after 7:30? So fun. I've been working on some impressions from the last time we've been together. I'm not an impressions guy. It's not my thing. But I've been working on one that I like a lot. Yeah, it's a United States Senator. That's what it is. Yeah. Listen, you can laugh. He was only lightheaded. That's all. Come on, we've all been there. You know how it goes. You get lightheaded, you go fully catatonic for 45 seconds. You know how it is. Lightheaded. That guy could have had an alien coming out of his stomach. They would have been like, it's just a mild case of food poisoning. That's all. Nothing to see here. We're going to be the only government in the world with a memory care unit. That's how this is going. We are. People are going to be like, are those classified documents they're looking at? I'd be like, no, those are Chinese takeout menus. They can't tell the difference. We just give him a box of crayons and let him go nuts. Last week he tried to filibuster Kung Pao chicken. It's crazy. I'm done with all of them. I don't care about these people, these politicians. How does anybody get excited about any of these people? As a general rule, I can't get excited about people that I'm smarter and cooler than. I just can't. These people are so lame. You know what really hit me? I was watching the State of the Union. I don't know if anybody saw that, with all of them in one place, just getting a whole look at Congress. It's like they took the 500 most unfuckable people in America. And they were like, hey, are you guys also crazy? Come on in, we got some nukes, run a country. Right? We got a couple of cool ones, right? I'm painting with a broad brush, right? There's the dude with the eye patch who was a Navy SEAL. He's badass, right? I like that guy. Bernie Sanders, tell me that guy doesn't do a bump of cocaine before every interview, right? The top 1% of the top 2% of the top 3% of the top 1% of the top 1% of the top 1%. Tell you who gets fired up about politics is old people. Yeah, I see you. We got a lot of you here tonight. What are you so pissed off for all the time? Is this what you want to worry about at this stage of your life? When I'm your age, I'm going to carry on like I'm a senior in high school. You remember senior year? You got accepted to college, your grades didn't matter. You didn't care what was going on in high school, right? And why? Because you knew you weren't going to be around much longer. This is senior year on Earth for you people. How many sunrises do you have left? Come on, go out and do all the bad stuff you've been avoiding your whole life. Eat bacon every day, right? Right? Try a little heroin. What do you have to lose? You gotta have a list of things you've never done that you've always wanted to try. Go out and do them. Go talk to a black guy. Give it a shot. Come on. I was like, this country is going into the ground. It's like, yeah, but not before you. Live a little. Get rid of your landline. Stop writing checks. Read a couple of pill bottles without your glasses on. Go crazy. But you guys vote. You're the ones who vote the most. Every election, you vote the most. That's why we have an 80-year-old president and a 76-year-old challenger. Because of you people. People are always like, Pat, who do you like? Do you like Trump? Do you like Biden? I'm like, how about a guy who can still get a boner? How about that? That to me seems very important to me. Look at history. How do you think we beat the Russians to space? I'll tell you how. JFK and his rock-hard baloney pony. That's how. I met one of my favorite kinds of guys today. You ever meet a guy who introduces himself by a nickname? You ever meet one of these dickheads, 38 years old? He's like, how you doing? This is Coop, this is Schmitty, I'm Big Dog. It's like, not in this conversation. Can't just go around giving yourself a nickname that has to be given to you, right? I listened to my father talk about the guys he grew up with, right? Every guy's nickname, it was either commemorating some physical flaw on the guy or like the worst moment of his life. Those were the nicknames. I was talking to him the other day. He's like, you never guess who I heard from the other day. Fat Dom and Tony Diarrhea. It's been 25 years. You remember he was cousins with Carlo Cleft Palate and Danny and Dad ran over the dog? You remember him? You remember Bobby Big Nose and Billy One Ball, the one ball because of the cancer? You remember? Remember Tommy Third Degree Burns and Jimmy, your mother died in childbirth? You remember? I was like, you think of what kids are going through today? Thank God they weren't going through that when my father was a kid. Could you imagine those nicknames? Like, come here, I want you to meet the crew. This is non-binary Bruno. This is gender-free Jerry, PD pronouns back here. It's the crew. Just breaking balls, that's all. Just breaking balls. If you couldn't tell by that accent, I am Italian. And yeah, I've talked about this before, but it's not gotten any easier. My people, Italians, we are the only people left that you can openly mock and stereotype without any repercussions. It's insane. Nobody cares about us. I work with this guy. Every time I would see this guy, I'd be like, oh, how you doing, all right? So last time I saw him, before he said anything, I walked up to him and I was like, he's like, well, what's that supposed to mean? I'm like, well, you're Polish, right? I'm just trying to sound like you guys. Oh, that we have a problem with. But 12 seconds ago, I did an Italian accent and not one moan in this goddamn place. You hypocrites. You just proved my point. So get the kielbasa out of your ass or it's gonna be a long night. I will say though, Italians, we bring some of this on our own. We do. We bring some of this on ourselves. I'll talk to a lot of like these old timers and they'll be like, I don't get it. Why they gotta stereotype us like this? I'm like, I don't know. Why do you pronounce capicola gabagool? Those are not two separate things. I think a lot of you thought those were two things. They're not. Same thing. I asked my father, I'm like, why do we pronounce it that way? He goes, that's the way it's always been said, all right? That's the name your grandmother gave it. I said, she also had a name for Puerto Ricans, but I'm not using that either. My father gets mad. He gets mad when I don't pronounce words the way he does, you know? Last time I was home, I was like, you making a little marinara? He goes, oh, what'd you say? It's pronounced marana. You pronounce it marana. I said, maybe if I took a Quaalude, I'd pronounce it that way. If I was drifting in and out of consciousness, right? Like, marana. All right, listen, you guys are fantastic. We are gonna have an incredible show tonight, all right? And here's how this is gonna go down, all right? I got some of my favorite comics in Chicago who are gonna come up here to entertain you tonight, and we're gonna laugh. But at the end of the night, we are also gonna tell you a little bit about what we're doing with the foundation. We're going to hear a really important story from a really great young guy and see a great musical performance tonight. And I only mention that because last year, a lot of people left early. And I know none of you people would ever do that because you're nice people. And I know you're probably very tired. But I would implore you to stick around for the end of the night if you can. I know everybody's got sitters. I'll give you an extra 20 to pay them if you need, okay? All right, so are we ready to get this thing going or what? Oh God, I can see you. Whew. I don't think I wanted to see a lot of you. All right, this next guy is a Chicago favorite. He has really become one of my favorite comics in Chicago, has just exploded over the last year, performs all over town. I want you to start clapping now. Make it nice and loud. Give him some energy. And put your hands together for Sohrab Farouzeh!
Hello, how are you guys? The comedians are going to get fatter and browner as the show goes. I apologize. Who booked this fucking thing? I'm having a weird week. I accidentally broke a chair at a party. Let me tell you, if you're fat and you break a chair, you're done sitting for the night. That's it. You've lost your sitting privileges. They've been revoked. I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to break 2 chairs in one night. That's a spree. I'm going to end up on the news. The Jeffrey Dahmer of chairs. Like a skinny person breaks a chair, people are like, oh, look, a faulty chair. Someone better email the manufacturer before more people get hurt. I break a chair, it's an ordeal. Amber alerts go off. People are like, where are my children? Are they safe? Were they near the blast radius? How do we help them? You can't eat after you break a chair. You look guilty as shit. It's like returning to the scene of the crime. Oh, look, he's eating. We haven't learned a fucking thing. That's how we found ourselves in this mess in the first place. I went to a doctor recently. He was fatter than I was. I was furious. I didn't even think he was a doctor. I just thought he was another fat fuck waiting for the doctor. I was like, oh, they're doubling up on appointments. All right. You know, he was a doctor. He took out a chart. He was like, you have high blood pressure. I was like, motherfucker, we have high blood pressure. What are you talking about? We need to leave here and go to a real doctor, my friend. We are in mortal danger. Someone better call us an Uber XL. We gotta go, all right? I'm not taking medical advice from you. Listen, if you're chubby and Middle Eastern like I am, DJ Khaled is your only celebrity. That's all I have. I don't know if all of you know who that is, but look him up later. That's all I have. He's the only celebrity I have to look up. You guys have so many celebrities to choose from. Musicians, politicians, athletes. I only have DJ Khaled. That's it. He's a dumbass. I don't want DJ Khaled as my celebrity. He's dumb as shit. You know what his stage name was before it was DJ Khaled? It was DJ Arab Attack. You could look that up. That's what he put on his LLC. That's what the IRS knew. DJ Arab Attack. The crazy thing is, he changed it to DJ Khaled right before 9/11, which means DJ Khaled totally knew about 9/11. Like he heard the plan and he was like, one plane? No, another one. Add another one to the mix. Let him know we the best. I heard there's a silent auction here later. I actually brought something to contribute to that. I brought a little cocaine if anyone wants to do a bump in the bathroom. It'll cost you $10,000 and you gotta pay for the cocaine. Sir, dressed like a zookeeper in the front row on your phone. Have you ever done cocaine? That's one of my theories. 25% of white people dress like zookeepers. Look at that. You got a lot of khaki on them right now. A lot of khaki, a lot of pockets. You ever do cocaine, sir? You sure? Not once during Nixon or anything? You want to pop in the bathroom, do a little bit, talk about our small business ideas, hang out? I think cocaine should be legal. What do we think about that? Yeah, a couple was not expecting that from you, ma'am. All right. I did not think you were going to say that. That's cool. Not a lot of cocaine, just like a bump at a time. That's it. Do we know what a bump is? It's a very small amount of cocaine. You do off of like a house key or a stripper's fingernail, something that's never been cleaned before. Just a little bit. And you can only buy it at the airport. That's how we'll sell them. It'll come in a prepackaged container. You can only buy it at an airport. That's what a perfect place to do cocaine. You're at a Chili's Express. You got your shitty kids with you. You're going to Orlando. Fuck it. Do a bump. Who cares? It's 8 a.m. Oh, you like your music program, Billy? Yeah, it's because I got zooted at O'Hare. I feel great. Saved my marriage. I'm not good at drugs. I love them, but I'm not good at... Does anyone in here know about Cedar Point, the amusement park in Ohio? Yeah, that place is fun, right? For all of you guys who don't know, Cedar Point is the greatest amusement park in the world. They have the best roller coasters. If you want to ride a roller coaster, you got to go to Cedar Point, right? I am not legally allowed to step foot anywhere near Cedar Point. I will be arrested immediately. Let me tell you the story. Here's what happened. When I was in college, I used to sell mushrooms because I'm Persian. I'm very mercantile. I'm a businessman. We like to haggle, right? So one year, me and my fraternity brothers, we got a job at Cedar Point, and I had a really good idea. I was like, I'm gonna bring a bunch of mushrooms with me to Cedar Point. I'm gonna sell them. I'm gonna make a lot of money. I get to Cedar Point. I realize all the other kids who are there are dorks. They don't want my mushrooms. Not only do they not want them, they're gonna call the police on me for having them. So I did what any businessman would do. I ate all the mushrooms, right? I ate all the hallucinogenic mushrooms, and I did what any good American would do. I put on my uniform, I went straight to work. I was like, what's up? What are we doing, right? I just eaten an ounce of mushrooms. Am I sweeping the floors? Am I grilling hot dogs? They were like, no, you gotta operate one of these rides. And I'm not sure how I got promoted so fast, but I was like, fuck it, I'm down, let's do it. And the ride I got was Millennium Force, which is the best ride at Cedar Point. It's the tallest, fastest ride, has the longest lines. I was in charge of it. It was going pretty smoothly, actually. You couldn't even tell I was high, but the only thing that gave it away is I was very sweaty, but I'm chubby, so that one went the wayside. The ride was easy to operate. It was 2 buttons. It was a green button and a red button. You push the green button to start the ride, you push the red button to end the ride, right? And I had to give one of those announcements. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming on Millennium Force, America's roller coaster. I had to do one of those, right? Everything was going great. Eventually, a group of people got on the ride, and they looked bummed out. I could feel, you know when you're on mushrooms and you can feel someone's energy? They weren't having very much fun at Cedar Point. So I did them a favor. After I started the ride, I never hit the red button. I just kept hitting the green button. They went on the ride a couple times. They went on the ride 2 or 3 times. On the 4th time, I got fired. They yanked me out of the seat. They threw me in the back offices of Cedar Point. And I know I'm about to get fired, possibly yelled at. And you know when you're high and you're like, fuck it, let's get a little higher. Because you know what I saw on the table? I saw a little can of keyboard duster, and I love inhalants. I'm a big fan of Whippets. Gee, don't look at me like that. Jesus put those here on earth for us to enjoy. Those are naturally occurring drugs in the form of whipped cream and keyboard duster. There's drugs in the bottom of those cans. So I did a couple whiffs. Unfortunately, I didn't read the can correctly because it wasn't keyboard duster. It was WD-40. I did it quite liberally. Now I'm covered in oil. You know, WD-40 does not get you high. It just tastes terrible. It looks like you sucked off the Terminator. It's a terrible situation. I'm covered in oil. I'm sweaty. I'm high as shit. I'm like a wild animal back there. I'm freaking out. Ah! Right? At that very moment, Cedar Point upper management opens the door. They take one look at the situation. They call the police, as they should. That's the responsible thing to do. Now the police are there. I was actually handling the whole thing quite well. I will tell you, I did freak out because the police had a canine dog with them, and the dog had a vest on with a bunch of pockets. That scared the shit out of me. I don't know why. Something about a dog with pockets. It doesn't have keys. You don't need to put pockets on a dog. That's a purse. That's not a canine unit. So I'm in handcuffs. They're asking me a bunch of questions. Again, covered in oil, sweaty. They know something's up. They're like, tell us where the drugs are. So I told them the truth. I was like, officer, I did bring a lot of mushrooms with me to Cedar Point, but I ate them all. They're gone. And I said this. I go, case closed. Like a lawyer. Like Atticus Finch, covered in oil. High as shit. Case closed. Law and Order, Special Mushroom Unit. The crazy thing is, I didn't think that was gonna work. I said that, I was like, there's no way the police are gonna hear that and leave, and that's exactly what they did. They heard that, and they were like, he's right, we gotta go. He doesn't have any on him. We don't have jurisdiction in his tum-tum. Case closed. We gotta pack up the dog in the pockets. It's over. Cedar Point heard that, and they were furious. They were like, what are you doing? You gotta arrest this man. He just admitted to having drugs on him. And the police said the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. The police were like, we're not gonna arrest him because it's totally legal to be high. You just can't have any drugs on you. I love America. This place rules, man. That's why I moved here. Can't do drugs where I'm from. I'm from the Middle East. Any other Middle Eastern people in here? Hey, all right, me and you. Don't bring the lights up. What are you, the cops? What the fuck? All right. I didn't like that at all. We got the police up there trying to be cool, dude. Come on. All right, me and you, too. That's the limit. Don't let any more in here. Any more come in here. This is technically a hookah lounge. Let's watch out. Any more come in here, we're gonna start selling cell phone accessories back there. We're mercantile, remember? I know there's probably a lot of white people here because this shit started early, so I'm trying not to make fun of white people. I gotta take a break from it. Thank you for giving me permission, ma'am. We're queen of the whites here. No, I gotta stop. It's killing my credit score. I don't wanna do it anymore. Every time I stop making fun of you guys, y'all do some shit, you pull me right back into it. I'll take a break from making fun of white people and I'll find out that you're out here giving your dogs DNA tests. I don't like that shit at all. You're taking blood from your dogs, sending it to a lab to figure out the dog's genealogy. What are you trying to teach racism to dogs? What's going on? Is that a new trick of theirs? Sit, stay, segregate. Segregate the other dogs. All right, I'll tell you guys my most controversial opinion and I'll get out of here. I think cats are the only acceptable pet. What do we think about that? A lot of booze. A lot of booze. Did you know the cats chose us for companionship? Did you know the cats just showed up to people's homes in ancient Egypt and just laid down by a fire and people were like, dope, I got a pet, that rules. No other animal did that. No other animal figured it out. Imagine if you just went home and there's a koala in your bed. You're like, dope, I got a pet koala now. Dogs didn't do that. Dogs wanted nothing to do with us. We had to convince dogs to hang out with us. It took us 500 years of training to get dogs to be our friends. Cats were with it day one. They consented. They're ride or die. They're the only pet. No more dogs. No more weird pets. No more pigs. No more horses. Just cats. I said that in Iowa, and a lady got real mad, and she was like, I have a pet pig. It's really smart. Bitch, that's because you're from Iowa. This isn't a worldwide pig phenomenon. There's no Squeal Team 6 coming to kill me. I think I'm fine. All right, you guys are great. Thank you very much.
Give it up for Sohrab, everybody. Let him hear it. Hey, real quick, just want to give you guys a heads up. There's a little more than 30 minutes left in our silent auction. So if you're bidding on anything, get in there now and drive up the price so I don't have to keep doing it on these prizes and end up out 15 grand by the end of the night, okay? That would be awesome. All right, so I'm gonna bring up this next comedian. She is a longtime Chicago staple. You may have heard her back in the day on WGN Radio, WCPT Radio. She's been on Chicago Fire. She's been all over the place. Start clapping now. Make some noise for my good friend, Patty Vasquez.
God, I have lived in Chicago my entire life. I love my city. Yes. Oh my God. People piling on us. A journalist just wrote that Chicago would be a nice town if it were somewhere else. Then it wouldn't be Chicago. I don't think you get us. People want to pile on us, criticize us. Here's the thing. We know how bad the traffic is, how bad the weather is, how bad the politics are. We know we have an underfunded pension. We know that. We are the most miserable, happy people in the world. Come for us. And today was particularly gorgeous. This was a beautiful day today, right? Yeah, the kind of day that makes Tom Skilling bored. You know it's true. He's had those specials. You ever see that one? He had like tornadoes coming off the lake in the middle of the night. Do you remember what it was called? Death Out of the Darkness. I love when he titles stuff like that, because here's the thing. How long is the evening news? Like an hour? He gets 4 hours and 45 minutes to do the weather. He really does. I mean, he has like all the graphics and all the technology. He tells you about the upper atmosphere, the barometric pressures, the easterlies, the northerlies, the historic highs and lows. And I'm like, oh my God, Tom, is it going to be hot or cold tomorrow? I just need to know how high I'm shaving in the morning. Is it to the knee? Above the knee? Am I standing over a mirror? That's all I need to know. That part's about safety. I just think you should see your work. That's all I'm saying. Shared a little too much information for some of you. I just told you that I do not rip out the turf. I just trim the hedges and maintain. Basically, my goal in life is not to scare small children at the public pool. Mommy, there's a tarantula coming out of her suit. What I love about telling that part of my life is that women will come up to me after the show and you should try it. You should get a Brazilian. It's amazing. See, some women don't think it is. Things have changed. They've gone back. I love this. One woman told me it heightens your sensitivity. It makes sex amazing. I have been with the same man for 28 years. I don't mind trying something different. So I thought I would get it done, and I had a Groupon for it. But I couldn't go through with it. I don't know why you would invite people to this process. So I did some research, and I found out I could do it to myself. Correct. I don't care how much tequila you have in your freezer. Your brain will not let you do that. Got everything set up. I stirred the wax, slapped some on, let it sit there for about an hour. Had to finish the tequila. Yeah, I could only do one side. Yeah, I couldn't finish it afterwards. So I looked like I was winking, which I thought was kind of flirty, right? My husband said it was not. He said it was more like a lazy eye. So I have been with my husband for 28 years, married for 23 of those. And look, you do try to like keep things exciting. You know, I'm trying to get back in shape. I did gain some weight during the pandemic because I ate local. And they fry everything. Here, for example, this jacket used to zip up. It's gonna be a minute. I don't even bother with Spanx anymore. I just don't. You know what? This is where I am. I am 52 years old and I have 2 adult children. I've made it this far and this is where I am. That's it. Right? Because we hate our bodies. I remember being 16 years old and looking in the mirror and hating my thighs. And then I started reading about, and I was a softball player and a sprinter. I wish someone had said I had big thighs because I was powerful. Right? But no one says that. They call you thunder thighs. And now girls, I know, like they want to be skinny. They don't want their thighs to touch. They want something called a thigh gap. Oh my God. What? Because they can't stand the sensation of their thighs rubbing against each other. Okay. I can't remember my thighs not touching each other. You just checked, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, they're touching. And my feet are like a foot apart, aren't they? Yeah, not only do my thighs rub against each other, if I run too fast, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna burst into flames, all right? There'll be Girl Scouts with sticks and marshmallows going, I think we're having s'mores. No, I haven't worn corduroy since I was in 3rd grade, because that's a fire hazard. I do the best I can. My husband and I, look, we've come to the point in our lives where we're happy. We're also, like, at 28 years, you're like, I can't get back into the dating pool. Because dating is like gambling at this point, right? You either get a jackpot or you get a crackpot. And there's nothing in between. My husband's a wonderful man. He is a stay-at-home dad Thank you, which is what we say instead of unemployed. I hate saying he lost his job because he knows exactly where it is. They just won't let him get to it. They're very rude like that. When he lost his job, we also had Cobra for that 18 months. Cobra is accurate. Your health care should be named after something that bites you in the ass. Because we had little boys at the time. Now, my boys are now 18 and 20, which is just so weird to say. Griffin, my 20-year-old, I remember when he was born, I thought we should really start a college fund. Right? Same thing, right? When he was 5, I'm like, we should really get on that college fund. When he was in high school, I'm like, you better get a scholarship, because... So he was really always a very smart kid, really just kind-hearted, like an old soul. How many of you, I don't know how many of you were fans of the Steve Cochran show on WGN, but I used to be there regularly with Christine Bloomer, the wine diva, who was just a magnificent human being, the kind of person you feel bad for other people who didn't know her. And she passed away a little over 10 years ago, and Griffin was devastated. And he was crying, and I said, sweetie, we're gonna carry Christine's memory with us. We're gonna tell stories about her. And he goes, you know what I feel like, Mommy? I feel like I'm in a boat with no oars, and I'm just gonna have to ride this storm out and see where I turn up. I was like, holy shit. I don't even know why you're talking to me, because I'm in therapy twice a week. That's really good. And it's gonna look really good on Twitter, sweetie. Hashtag, Griffin says. He is the best big brother for his little brother. My younger son, Declan, was born medically fragile. And people get concerned when I say that, and they wonder what that means. So Declan was not expected to survive. When he was born, he was on life support. And they told me if he did survive, he might never walk, he might never talk, and he might never surpass the intellectual ability of a 2-year-old. And that's a lot to give to a parent who just wants to know when they can go home with their baby. And Declan is now 18 years old and a really beautiful boy who brings so much joy to so many people, including my family. They can't tell you that, right? When you have a child that's born with complications. And so when we're out in public, like, people stare because he is a little bit like a 2-year-old. When we go to Lincoln Park Zoo, his favorite thing is not the lion's den or the polar bears. He needs to see the exact same Coke machine he's been seeing for the last 12 years. Oh, and he loves it. He puts his head against it and he's like, It's true. If you ever want to, I'll be in the lobby. I have pictures of people are always like, can I see Declan? And it's always on with a Coke machine. And people stare. And you know what? Because he can't talk, I put my head against the machine too. I want to know what he's getting from it. Why does he like it so much, right? It hums and it's smooth and it's kind of cool. So let me tell you this. I know it looks weird. So if you stare at my family, I get it. Just smile, because we are adorable. Right? Because before I had Declan, if I'd seen a mom with her kid and their heads against a Coke machine, I'd be like, that's messed up, right? Everybody, this is really weird. I just need some caffeine to get through my day. What's going on? It's the questions that are hard, you know, because Declan is in a wheelchair, but it looks like a stroller since he was about 7 years old when we started using that. And people, moms especially, you know how we are. It's true. This woman came up to me. She goes, how old is your son? He's still in a stroller. Such a big boy to still be in a stroller. You should let him run around. Why is your son still in a stroller? And I was like, what are you talking about? That's my husband. I've had people tell me that's too harsh, that she was just wondering. I don't care. I don't care. That's 30 seconds of her going, I was just asking how old your son was. This is completely independent. It's unnecessary. I don't know if that's how she sounds, but that's how she sounds in my head. That's right, and that's every week someone's saying something because they just gotta know, right? And then if someone gets in my mental space, it throws me off. Like, I'm just with my son, I'm with my family. They take me out of my moment, and they're taking up my mental space. And my mental space is a no-fly zone. I will shoot you down with no radio contact. I don't care. Come on. Some of you know what I'm talking about. The rest of you, when someone says something that bothers you, makes you angry that night, next week, at the holidays, they've taken up more of your mental space than they deserve, and that is your most valuable piece of property. And I can see people coming that want to get in my mental space. This woman was staring at Declan. We were at a children's museum. He was like 4. She goes, I've been watching your son for a while, and it doesn't seem like he has any words. You should really have him evaluated for that, just so you know. Right? Like I've been walking around for the last few years going, I guess he's got nothing to say. It's like the cat has his tongue forever. Here, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty. So I took a deep breath and I said, thank you for your concern. My son is missing a part of his brain, and it makes him behave a little bit like you recognize autism. He can't make social connections, you know. He has speech therapy and physical therapy and developmental therapy. I'm probably missing a session right now just telling you all this. Oh, and just so you know, just because you can talk doesn't mean you should. Look, right there. Right there. And believe me, I did not think of that in the moment. Some people are like, oh, you're so fast. No. No, because 3 weeks earlier, I'd been at the grocery store, and this cashier was like, does he talk? And I was like, shimminahin. Words. And I went home and I wrote it down. And for 3 weeks, I waited for someone to be stupid. You ever been pre-angry? That was me. For 3 weeks. But you have to be careful about being pre-angry because you will miss really beautiful moments, right? Because sometimes people will surprise you. We were at a barbecue this summer, and Declan was tickling his neck because he doesn't know it's him. That's how his brain works. He's like, and this guy was staring. I'm like, oh, we're going to do a thing. Let's go. And he came over and he goes, you know how many drugs I got to take to feel like that? Be like Declan. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. I'm Patty Vasquez.
Huh? God damn. Looking good. Hey, I just wanted to bring Amy out here because she loves this so much. Not like her ego-centered husband who needs approval from 700 people on a weekly basis. But we wanted to, there are so many sponsors that we have every year that come back year after year, but there are some that we want to thank specifically just because they've reached that level on the sponsorship deck where we have to do that. So we're gonna give you a shout out right now, and I think you got the first one. Some that we really wanna thank.
We have the CME group.
Yeah, CME group.
Yes.
CME group is with us for the first time this year, coming in with a cool 10K. This next one is an awesome one. Where's Exhale Sinus? Where are you guys at? These guys came this year. First year, I didn't even hit them up. 15 grand they contributed this year. Thank you guys very much.
Then we have the Village of Rosemont.
Yeah, Rosemont. Yes, they could not be here tonight. Mayor Brad Stevens, he's overseeing his fiefdom tonight, so he couldn't make it. Horizon Therapeutics, I mean, I think this is the third year in a row you guys have been with us at 20 grand. You guys are incredible. I also have to thank, I single these guys out every single year. The group from RT, who I think is over there. These guys, John Reiner and his wife, Abby, and Pat and Diana Richmond. Every year, RT Specialty and these guys corral a group of their colleagues. I would say they probably strong-arm them, but we'll say they corral. And every year, it's over $100,000 that they bring to this fundraiser every year. And we really could not do it without you guys. We appreciate you guys. We love you so much. Thank you.
And then we'd like to thank Northwestern Medicine. That's right. Who this year doubled their sponsorship. So they went from $25,000 to $50,000 this year. My second home.
Yeah, and they have been incredible partners with us through this, for the last 5, I don't know how many years it is. It's a long time. But thank you. And thank you to all of our sponsors. We could not do this without you. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
All right. Next comic coming to the stage. This guy used to open for Jim Gaffigan. You may have seen him on a little show called Man of the People back in the day. Start clapping now. Make some noise for Bill Bunker, everyone. Let him hear it.
Thank you. Thank you. Chicago. Chicago. That's all I do. I yell Chicago for 10 minutes and then I leave. First day of fall. That's good, huh? Nice day. I had a great summer. Took my family on vacation. We went camping. We went to Camp Lejeune. It was awful. That was our first trip since COVID, you know. We were all home. There's 5 of us. We were home for COVID the whole time. Here's something I learned during COVID. If everyone's in the house online and say you're up in your bedroom and you have your phone and you're watching, I don't know, Pornhub, but, and you can't hear the sound coming out of your phone, that might mean you're still connected to the Bluetooth system downstairs. I'm not saying it happened to me. I'm saying that's a thing. Supposed to know better. I'm 58 now, you know. In your 50s, things get weird. You have to start worrying about like body parts you didn't know you had. Like, I guess I knew I had a colon. I just never really checked up on it till now. Went to my doctor. He said I have to get a colonoscopy. Either that or he goes, oh, there's this thing where a lab will send you a box and you take a shit in this box and send it back. I thought he was just fucking with me. I'm like, sure enough, it showed up and it's really terrible because after you're done, you have to drop it back off at a UPS store and you know, there's like a line. I'm like, no, I'm just dropping this off. They're like, get back in line. We have to x-ray that and weigh it. And you're not done at all here. All kinds of problems. I can't sleep. So my doctor gave me Ambien to take. Yeah, it's a sleeping pill, but there's a warning label on it because sometimes people take this drug and they get up in the middle of the night. They're still asleep. But they're walking around, they go downstairs and they're doing things. People are like cooking, cleaning, driving around the neighborhood, and it was really scary. And then I thought, why not take 5 of these things, you know? Like, put a to-do list on my nightstand. Maybe I'll remodel the kitchen in the middle of the night. I don't know. Keep busy. I live in a neighborhood in Chicago, and this happens in my neighborhood. Like, if I have garbage and it's metal, I just put it out by the curb, and like a half second later, someone picks it up. I don't know. SWAT teams don't move this fast. I don't know where these guys come from. It's actually nice, except you got to be really kind of careful. I once went out there, I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, we're taking the metal. I'm like, no, that's my car. That's metal and in the street, yes, but... That joke's not true because I don't drive a car, I drive a minivan. Yeah, I saw the look. You tell someone you bought a minivan, they give you the same look like if you tell them you lost your job. They're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, Bill. It's terrible. Life is unfair. Minivans, you get made fun of, but they're not that bad. I got mine right off the factory floor with the word loser already stenciled into the side panel. That way... It's funny how quickly, you know, what you drive becomes your personality. Like I work with a guy and he rides a Harley. And he goes out on weekends, meets up with other Harley guys. They just get together and they have, what does he call them, rallies? Here's something you're never going to see, a minivan rally. What would this be? Just a bunch of white guys meeting up, driving very cautiously over to Sam's Club to buy diapers and go home. But of course, because I have kids, we have 3 kids, you know. It's once you get married and have kids, everything, you know, gets difficult. My wife and I, we argue more than we should just because we're stressed out, you know. Like, we had a big fight before I came here tonight. Don't know what it was about. I wasn't paying attention. But, oh my God, she was mad about something. Here's the thing, like, I don't mind. You're in a relationship, you're going to argue. That's part of it. I just wish I knew which side of the argument I'm on. You ever get this, guys? Like, I was watching TV once, and she comes in and she goes, yeah, Bill, how come there's 3 things of milk in the refrigerator? I didn't know whether that meant that's not enough or too many. I'm like, oh man, I'll go out and get more. Or drink 2 gallons right here in the kitchen. Let's get rid of this stuff. Just want this conversation to be over, basically. Whatever it takes to make that happen. I don't know. Joke about it. Men, we don't understand women. And we're fine with it. We don't understand a lot of things, and we just, okay, move on, you know? Like, women don't understand men, but you keep thinking you're going to figure it out, mostly through magazines, apparently. I was at Jewel checking out, there was a Cosmopolitan, and the headline said this. It said, inside, 75 sex moves to drive your man crazy. 75? Ladies, the job isn't that complicated. I mean, you got 1, 2 good moves. You're good forever. What are these 73 other things that are... There must be some weird articles in there, because sometimes she'll say strange things to me, like before Valentine's Day, like a week before last Valentine's Day, she just, out of the blue, said, you know what, I noticed Valentine's Day is coming up, and we've been busy, you've been busy this year, you know, don't worry about it, don't get me anything. Yeah, bullshit. I've tried that 12 years in a row. It hasn't worked out those times. But it was sweet that she mentioned it, you know, thinking about me. But she didn't know, like, I had $500 saved up for Valentine's Day for a gift, you know. I was going to splurge, and I got up early on a Saturday morning. She's still asleep because I wanted to get to the dollar store before it even opened and just spend my $500 there. That's a weird place, the dollar store, you know. Next time you're in one, think about this. Everything for sale there, everything on the shelf is this close to being thrown out. This is the last stop on the retail choo-choo for this stuff. It's so weird. Everything's in aisles. There's a cosmetics aisle. You can buy a bottle of men's cologne for $1 a bottle. I don't know who guys are dating these days, but if these women are cool with the $1 cologne smell, probably just cool with BO smell, and you could just skip that. They don't seem picky, is the point. When you got little kids, it's a great place to shop. Toys or Buck or Buck 20. You know, the coolest item ever for sale, I think, is in the dollar store, usually in the toy aisle. It's a brown bag with question marks on it. The mystery grab bag item for $1. Apparently there's shit in this bag so bad when people could see it, they wouldn't pay $1 for it. What was it, piling up in the back? An emergency Monday meeting? We gotta move this stuff somehow, fellas. Ideas. I don't know, put it in a brown bag. That way they can't see it, and make a little game out of it. How about one of those? Took it home, open it up, bottle of men's cologne in there. You guys are great. Check my watch. I have an Apple Watch. You have the Apple Watch? Like if I'm sitting, it'll like go, time to stand, Bill. And then you stand and it goes, good job, Bill. Could the people at Apple have any lower expectations for me in life than this? Bill Gates, send him a good message. He's not even the right guy. What's great, this is a great event, and God bless you all for helping out, and I'm so happy to be here. I mean, this is just a, you know, let's face it, I'm married, kids, all that. My life just isn't interesting anymore, so this is good for me. You know your life's not interesting anymore when your dreams are no longer interesting. And I don't even mean like things you aspire to do. I'm like, when you sleep at night, my dreams just are bad. They're just uninteresting. Sometimes I'm not even in them, you know? It's like, I don't even get cast in my own dream, you know? I did have one recently, though. I was in the dream. I'm traveling for work, and I get back to my hotel room late at night, and I come in, and it's completely dark. And when I turn on the lights, Salma Hayek is in my bed waiting for me in the dream. Yeah. And you had that. Throw out anything you want at me. So Salma Hayek is in my bed, and she looks beautiful, obviously. And she sits up, and she looks at me, and she's like, Bill, how come there's 3 things of milk in the refrigerator? Good night, everybody. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Bill Bunker one more time, everybody. Let him hear it. All right, this next comic coming to the stage, I love this guy. I don't know if anybody has Hulu. Maybe you've seen the show Woke on Hulu. If you have, this guy stole every scene that he was in that show. He's an absolute star. He's also been on The Tonight Show. I need you to start clapping now. Get that energy up. And give it up for T-Murph, everybody.
Cut that shit off. Cut it off, cut it off, cut it off. What up, y'all? Hell yeah, cocaine in the building, I hear it. I'm feeling good. I put my look pants on for y'all tonight. Show a little outfit on, got a little ankle out, you know what I mean? I'm fucking happy to be here, man. I didn't know what was going on. I ain't never been to the Parkway. This is my first time here, so I like this venue. That got me feeling like I'm somebody, you know what I mean? Damn, man, I'm happy to fucking be outside. I'm nervous a little bit just because COVID's starting to make a comeback. Yeah, you see how quiet y'all got? You was cool till you realized how close you was sitting to other people that you ain't know. You're like, stop breathing all that, just willy-nilly like that. COVID, man, COVID took a lot from us. I ain't got time for that no more. I got in shape during the pandemic. I did. People was like, what made you lose the weight? I was like, they said if you was fat, you was gonna die, so. Everybody with titties, it's a wrap. What? Pat said that on the news, it's a wrap. What do you mean it's a wrap? I'm terrified. I had to lose the weight, man. I got in shape. I had to get in shape because I had a baby to chase around, which is trash. Yeah, I got a COVID baby, man. Don't woo that. Hell no. I got an 18-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old. That don't go together. Talking about woo. I don't know what happened, man. COVID came and then I came and here we go, all over again. I don't know if you've met COVID babies. They are completely different than regular babies. Like them COVID babies, they different. My son came out the coochie standing up. He was just out, just. His neck wasn't loose or nothing. He just came on out. I can't stand that kid because I got anxiety now. I do. COVID gave me anxiety, y'all. And that's crazy for me to admit to y'all because I didn't even believe that anxiety was real. I didn't. I grew up in the hood, been shot at, never had anxiety. Meanwhile, I made people like, oh, my feelings, weirdo, okay, loser. Meanwhile, they locked us in a house for 2.5 years with our families. People we thought we loved. And I came out with full-blown anxiety. I'm talking about, I was panicking. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I started buying guns and ammo. I turned into a white dude named Judd from Mississippi. They're like, Murph, what you getting ready for? I don't know, but I might have to get her done. I damn near bought a pickup truck and put some nuts on the back. Do you hear what I'm saying? I thought the zombies was coming. I was terrified. I was scared. I've never been through no pandemic before. I didn't know what to expect. Then the news, they just kept giving us wrong information. They just kept giving us wrong information. I was so confused. I didn't know what to do. And I was like, you know what? I might have it. I might have it. And there was no way to tell if you had it because there were no tests. And then when they finally came out with the test, it wasn't enough tests to go around. And I was like, I gotta get that test. I need that. I thought I might have to kill somebody to get that test. And if you were blessed enough when they finally had enough tests, if you were blessed enough to have good insurance, you went to a medical facility. You went to an urgent care. You went to a hospital. Come on, you went somewhere with nurses. If you didn't have insurance, you went and got your COVID test at places like Jiffy Lube. Like, it was a dude named Hank just came out. We're trying to get, what's going on? You want to get one of them COVID tests, all right? Looks to me like you check engine light on too. We can get that handle for you too. Just it was so stupid. We were getting COVID tests anywhere. We didn't even care. We just wanted to know. We wanted to know. You remember the first time you went to, you were fucking terrified. You were scared. You didn't know. You was at home looking like my air feel different. The first time you went, you were like, I gotta get that test. And after you went and took that test for the first time, everybody here had the same thought. Never the fuck again. Because you didn't know what to expect. You didn't know what a COVID test was gonna be. You didn't know what that shit was. You went in there, you told the nurse that you wanted to get a COVID test. She came in with a hazmat suit on. She looked like she was going to Mars tonight. When she left out, bro, she came back in with a Q-tip. This fucking long. If you could just lean your head back, please, just lean your head back. I'm like, what the hell are you about to do with that? When I tell you that nurse fucked the shit out my nose with that Q-tip. That is the first time I can relate to a woman saying, stop, you too deep, you are too. You too deep. Just relax your neck, relax your neck. Stop pushing my hand, stop pushing my hand. If you just let it happen, it'll feel better. Stop pushing my hand. Why are my legs bent back? I hated it so much. Who decided that scraping the tip of your brain is how we check for COVID? Who decided on that? I'm gonna just tickle your eyeball a little bit. I'm gonna tickle your eyeball. Then I'm gonna let you drive home. I'm gonna let you drive home after this. It was so stupid. It was so dumb. It was so dumb. But I felt I got in shape after that. I was like, I can't keep going through this. I got to get myself together. And I lost weight. I lost 30 pounds during the pandemic, y'all. Yeah. I'm in shape now. I got abs and no zombies came. Ain't that crazy? But you know what's crazy about working out during that time frame in my life is that, well, all the gyms were closed. I was just talking to a couple of people upstairs about it, working out during the pandemic. I forgot all of the gyms were closed. Like they told you to get in shape or you gonna die, and then they closed every gym. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like, take your fat ass over there and die. You die. This new earth is for the healthy people. So I started working out at home, and I found me a new workout partner. Yes, I did. I started working out with my wife. Yes, I did. Yep. Thank you. All heroes don't wear capes. I appreciate that. To all the men in here, listen to me loud and clear when I tell you, please, don't do that. Do not do that, because women don't work out like you work out, bro. They work out completely different, all right? When you hit the gym with your boys, you know what you're doing. Come on now. You're going to hit the chest, hit the arms, hit the shoulders. What? You start working out with her. You know what you're doing now? Huh? Now you in the gym and you are killing this shit right here. You gotta squat it out, squat it out, squat it out. Work those glutes, squat it out. Now that came out the pandemic, thick as hell for no damn reason. Arms don't look like shit, but I am dragging that wagon, okay? I am. I'm 2 squats away from posing like this on Instagram. That's how I'm at with it. Hashtag Murph the Stallion, okay? crazy about getting thick as a man? Nobody tells you. Nobody says shit. It's not like one of your boys see you and they be like, okay, we see you, Chris. You know what I mean? Doing your thing. Like, nobody says anything. I will tell you how I found out. This is a true story. It's how I found out. So, if you've never seen my show, you should check it out. Season 1 of Woke, we filmed that in Vancouver. Season 2 of the show, we filmed it in Atlanta. If you have never been to Atlanta, you should go. Beautiful city. Great nightlife, a lot of culture, strip club capital, okay? Not lying to you. Fun fact about Atlanta. Atlanta is the black gay capital. Yes, yes. And Atlanta gays are aggressive. I had left the gym one day. I'm gonna tell you a little story. I left the gym, I had a great workout. I was walking down the street, sir, feeling confident, had my hoochie daddy shorts on. What? As I am walking down the street, all I hear from a gentleman across the street is, Excuse me, little mama with the beard, wait. Wait a damn, little mama with the beard? I am a grown ass man, little mama with the beard. I had to look at my wife and say, hey, you better get your shit together. They is on me, they are on me. I am a bad bitch in Atlanta, you hear me? Forget y'all, I'm going back next week to boost my self-esteem. I ain't got time for this. Hey, Park West, I appreciate y'all. This has been a beautiful experience. My name is T-Murph. God bless y'all. Peace. Good night. I'm out.
T-Murph, everybody. Yes. All right, so that was our final comedian tonight. Yeah, normally I give you guys a heads up, but that's when you leave. But now I can see you and I have a microphone, so you will be here. I'm going to say a couple of things before we move on, and hopefully I get through it because I don't know what's happening to me. I've become very emotional, you know. I'm getting a little bit older. I think I'm reaching that stage that every Italian American male reaches at some point where he cries at everything. That's me. I used to be like real hard, and now I'm like, this goddamn Ted Lasso. It's the way he talks to the team that gets me every time. But this is incredible. I mean, just looking at this crowd, it never gets old. Every year, just seeing everybody here. I mean, we sold this thing out in no time this year, which was, and we did the last 2 years too, but it was a little slow going getting there, because of COVID, right? Because let's be honest, this is not a youthful crowd, okay? Right? None of you guys going for bottle service after this is done. Unless it's a bottle of cough syrup to help you fall asleep, but we had this year 117 sponsors. We had 135 silent auction prizes, and man, you would be hard pressed to find any other charity event in the city that does those kind of numbers, especially one that is run completely by volunteers, more than half of whom are TN patients. They are up there in the balcony. They do such a great job every year that I gave them seats with the worst vantage point in the entire building. Hey guys! But they are just an incredible group of people that I forget. Sometimes I overwork them. I really do. I'm guilty of that because a lot of times I forget that they're patients because this is the most resilient group of people I've ever had the pleasure to be around. You would think this is our 9th year, and you would think this thing would get easier to do, but it does not. It gets harder. I think first off because I'm running out of people to hit up for money. I think that's I think I've covered the entire state of Illinois, and I'll be honest, I haven't had much luck with Northwest Indiana. So, but and it's great, and I must send out 300 emails every year, and not only do you not get a lot of confirmations, 95% of the people we reach out to don't even respond, which is just stunning, because I am a television superstar, and you would think if they're not responding to me, what hope does anybody else have? But the beauty of it is that every year that we do this, we get these people and these businesses who sponsor out of nowhere. People like Exhale who joined us this year, who just email and say, hey, we want to be a part of this. This happens every year. Here's 15, here's 10, here's a silent auction prize. I just want you all to know when we get those emails how much it means to all of us, because it's like running a marathon where you're halfway through and you're at mile 13 and you just need, you're thinking, God, this is impossible, and then you get one of those emails and it lifts you. So thank you. You have no idea. This crew, the reach of the Facial Pain Research Foundation gets wider and wider every year. And it is unequivocally because of the people in this room who come back year after year after year. No group of people in history has raised more for trigeminal neuralgia and facial pain research than this group. Thank you. And it gets harder to do every year because we don't want to do this event. This is the last thing we want to have to do. And it gets hard. It gets hard not to have a cure for people, We're working hard, but it's not easy. It's not easy to see people you care about in pain, the person you love in pain every day. It's hard. It takes a toll. And it gets harder to tell the stories that we tell every year. Every year around this time, we show you a video at the end of the night that will feature a patient or a patient's family, and we're going to continue to do that tonight. And I'll be honest with you, this is probably the most difficult story that we've had to tell. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's heavy, but I think it's incredibly important because we need to be reminded of the toll of this disease. It's very real and it's very devastating, and so it's important that while we all come and laugh tonight, we do need to remind all of ourselves, and I think it's important because I know that this is a story that she wanted told more than anything, and it will be told by the most important person in the world to her.
Okay, show mommy how you can. Mama's going to show you some dances. You do it with her.
I have little snippets and tidbits of memories that I have when I was very little, but one that I vividly remember, and I actually have dreams about it a lot.
Okay, Zach.
We would always dance around in the living room.
Okay, kick.
Watch mama.
Kick. Turn.
She was an absolute goofball. She truly was the funniest human being I've ever met. She was always smiling, always happy, always excited. She wanted to be the light of the show everywhere. She'd be in Walmart and force my nana or my aunt or papa to take a video of her dancing in the middle of Walmart. She lived for everybody else. She wanted everybody happy all the time because she was happy. Despite everything, she was happy. My name is Zach Crane, and my mother, Kelly Crane, had trigeminal neuralgia. smoking on a cigarette. Music was the path and my passion and my love, and she was the one person that just understood it and understood what I was trying to do. Baby, don't you cry, and I'm running out of time. She would just always tell me, she's like, you can do anything you want. She was like, you can truly do anything you want, just don't give up, don't stop. And then get me out of here. Thank you.
Look at his face. Here, wait, no, look, stand here. We're gonna show Nana. Look at Nana. Ready?
What caused the trigeminal neuralgia and what led to all this, I was one, and she was in a horrible car accident. It was winter, minutes from our house, and it was late. It was just my mom and this man. He was speeding, hit the patch of ice in the road. Car flipped through the trees. Car was rolling on top of her and him, and tree branch went in her face. She luckily landed in a big bed of snow that compressed it and soaked the blood up so she didn't bleed out. They had to use the jaws of life to get her out. It was about a year later the symptoms started. I noticed that she would just be in pain and she would hurt and yell, and I was just so little. I was just like, what's happening? The episodes scared me. They were intense. She said when it got really, really bad, it was like somebody taking a hot dagger, jab in the face, moving around, but then pouring acid in the wound. Unbearable. Towards the end, there were times when she would literally not leave her bedroom for 3 weeks. The side of it, of being alone, it was sad because it takes somebody like my mom and just turns them into a different person. Past 2 years were not good for her.
So I'm gonna be really real. It's been a really, really bad trigeminal neuralgia and pain day. I have dropped so many things. I've broken and ruined things at my parents' house. I can't so many times get words out or my think anything. So I'm trying.
This year in Christmas, I didn't think anything was wrong. I don't think really any of us did. I know she was in a lot of pain and she was sad. And then weeks later is when I got the phone call. It was this girl named Gabby, and she was like, this is regarding your mom. This is an urgent matter, please call me. I called her back, and she just said, she was like, Zachary, I'm so sorry. Your mom passed away this morning. And I just remember screaming. I was home alone. I just screamed. That span was probably the most altering, crippling moment of my life.
Okay, so Mom, Dad, Zachary, and everyone else, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't run away from the pain, and it's only getting worse and worse, and I can't even breathe minute to minute from the pain, and what matters is I love you. And Zachary, you are gonna do amazing, wonderful things. And I will be watching. I will be there. I promise you I will be there. I love you guys. I'm sorry, I love you.
can never be angry at her, ever. I was sad for her while she was here and after, because she didn't deserve it. It's a monster. It is a true monster. And I give kudos to anybody who pushes on, who keeps a smile on their face, just like my mom did. I give nothing but my full respect to anybody dealing with it and anybody struggling and battling, because it's a battle. I always said, I'm like, what is it? Why? What's the greater purpose of all this? Like, why? Now I have found my purpose, like my why, is to tell her story. She was my purpose, so I found it.
Covers on the table, I'm walking out the door. I'm wishing I was able to feel your warmth. Where did you go? I'm out here alone, and please come on, pick up your phone. God knows why. You fought your battle, you screamed and you cried. I wish I could hold you one last time. Please don't let go. I'm holding on to the things we didn't know. We'll hold our breath to 10. I pray that one day that we'll meet again. Until then, I'ma scroll through the pictures, looking out for the signs. I'ma keep making music to get me through these times. And I want you to know I'm alright. I'ma dance till the sunset, I'ma dance till it rise. I'ma tell everybody about your hazel eyes and the way you laugh till you cried. But you're not here and God knows why. You fought your battle, you screamed and you cried. I wish I could hold you one last time. I pray the one day that we'll meet again.
So he was good? Yeah. I can't listen to that song alone in my house, so I was getting a beer while you did that. It's incredible, buddy. You know that, I've told you this privately 100 times, how just impressed I am by you as just your strength. You're just such an incredible kid, and such unbelievable talent. And just one more time, give it up for this kid.
Thank you.
I know your mom. She told me she always wanted you to write. She always asked you to write a song for her, right? And if she could have seen this, what do you think she would say to you aside from what the hell took you so long to write the song?
My mom was the biggest fan of you and everything you stood for.
Stop
And
it. Who
I
isn't?
swear to God.
Come on.
This was Laugh Your Face Off meant so much to her, and this is the craziest full circle moment of my entire life. And she would be, first off, she'd be over the moon because she loved to be the center of attention everywhere she went. All the time. All the time. So, here we are. This one's for you, Mama.
I think on behalf of everybody, just to say thank you for telling your story. But man, I don't want to tell any more stories like this. I'm tired of it. I really, just to see the impact of it. And the reality is, we before we can stop telling these stories, we got a way to go. Make no mistake, this foundation is doing incredible work. It is, but we need to move faster. It's not enough. We had 4 new projects in the last year, 1 internationally, added new trustees. Those are all great things. But this disease is so goddamn relentless. And the only way we are going to beat it is to be more relentless and to keep going. 4 projects, not enough. We need 14 projects. 2 trustees, not enough. We need 10 trustees. We need to keep growing this thing. And that only happens in one way. And believe me, the last thing I want to do is stand up here and ask any of you for more money. But if you've gotten an email from me ever, I have no problem asking you people for more money.
Give them more money.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
So we're going to do that tonight. We want to raise an extra $60,000 tonight after that performance. You have the postcards on your table. The QR codes are on those. They are in your programs as well. If you've not signed up for the silent auction, that's where you can donate. If you haven't done it, do it now. If you're already signed up, that's where you can donate. We want to raise an extra $60,000 tonight to smash our goal that we had coming in tonight. And I will make you a promise, okay? If we can reach our goal, if we can raise $60,000 tonight, then my man Zach over here is, give it to me, Dan. Come on, Dan. Zach's gonna take his shirt off, okay? All right? How long, have we not known each other enough that you left that picture online for me to find? Did you not think I would find that? Look at this. This is like International Boy Catalog. Yeah, make no mistake, if I had a body like this kid, I would never wear clothes. So, all right, so listen, you go back there, do some push-ups, get oiled up, take your microphone with you, go get pretty.
Thank you guys so much.
Dan,
Thank you. I love you guys.
Bring up the big give. Look at this, we're already at 16,000. All we have is 44,000 to go. You make a donation and your name might pop up there and I'll announce it. And if not, we're all going to be here all night because I have nowhere to go. I started this thing 15 minutes early. Babak Jerome from Northwestern, my man, one of the best neurosurgeons in the country. Samantha Burke, thank you for $250. $100 from Eden Blair. Where's Eden? Make some noise for Eden. $1,000. Did you donate another 1,000? You just gonna keep dumping thousands on me? Jeff Curtis, my man. Jeff Jeff Curtis wins the pizza crawl every year in the silent auction with me and Jeff Morrow, which is awesome because Jeff is a cool guy and you never know if some psycho is going to win it and then you're stuck with them for 6 hours. So Jeff is my man. Thank you. Paul, get the hell out of here. Paul Newman. Phenomenal. Mandy Gin-Franz. You all know, all of our sponsors know Mandy. She's the one who's been hammering you for your tickets and your donations. My right-hand lady at all of this. Laura, thank you. 22,000. We're almost there. We are almost there. Jarman. Thank you, Jarman. Every little bit counts. I did the math. We're trying to raise 60 grand. There's 700 people here. That's like $80 a pop. And I know some of you are really rich, so you can knock down that average. You can knock that down to like $12. $25,000. Matthew Ginn. Thank you, Matthew. Eric Haskell. Give it up for Eric. Eric. $500 from Dom Altabelli, my man. Dom Altabelli. Spencer Branson, thank you, $100. $26,000. We got about $34,000 to go. Michael DeCaro, thank you. Here we go. $27,000. Cindy Hall from BK Controls, one of our big sponsors every year. Thank you, Cindy. Nick Boyan, angry producer Nick. You've seen him on WGN, looking thrilled to be there. Brian, $27,860. We are almost there. Matt Saltzman, one of our trustees of the foundation, one of our new trustees, Matt Saltzman. Give him a big hand. $33,810. Ann Gelfer from Northwestern. Thank you, Ann. $34,000. Andrew, thank you. Phenomenal. $35,660. Jermaine McAleer. Give it up for Jermaine. Catherine, why? We got a little ways to go. It's going to start getting very uncomfortable in here if we don't make our goal. So then I'm going to start calling people out individually that I know. And I know a lot of you. Come on. What's 1 week's less worth of Starbucks? $37,000. Pineapple Bell. That is the most awesome name that I've ever heard in my life. Like either one of those names would have been cool, the first or the last name. James, $37,870. Caddy Engelman. We love Caddy. Isabel Warren, $38,220. I will keep us here all night. I'll do it. Listen, I'll keep you here all through the Bears game tomorrow. I don't care. Then again, you might wish to be here through the Bears game tomorrow, rather than watching those dickheads. They suck. So bad. Colleen! Yes! Colleen, I'm not even trying that last name. We're 10 grand. Listen, I think we're going to break 60,000 is what I think. Sean Fitzgerald, $51,000. Give it up for Chris, $51,000. $200 from Grace. Thank you, Grace. We are almost $5,000. $56,495. Thank you, Nicole. Is that Nicole? Is that what I read? I can't even see what I read. Yeah. Noemi Hernandez. Here we go. John, $100. I don't know. We might hit 70. Rob, 62. Beth Corey, one of our volunteers, one of our committee members. Thank you, Beth. Here we go. Listen, I'm telling you right now, forget Zach and his shirt. We hit 70 grand. I'll take my pants off on Monday. I'll do it. I don't give a shit. Tell me whatever you want. I don't care. 72. 1,000. John Fonte, $74,000. Lizzie. Wow. What do you think, Dan? Are we good? Can we hit 75? Let's hit an even 75. What's with this $235? Come on. There's got to be some. There you go. Come on. Some rich guy's got $444 laying around. 434. 131. Is that your lotto numbers? 76. 416. Yes. Unbelievable. Listen, this thing may keep going up. $76,000. Our total this year. Want to hit 80? I can hit 80. I don't care. Hey! Ladies and gentlemen, last year was our biggest year ever. We raised $519,000. This year, we are now over $630,000 this year. Unbelievable. Thank you. Listen, thank you so much. I want to, you know, this Zach, this kid is an incredible singer. He doesn't sing all sad songs though, okay? I want to give him a chance to sing one more. Is that okay? All right? This song is actually getting played all over Chicago radio right now. It's a big hit in the city. It's Don't Panic. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Zach Crane. Let him hear it.
All right, I need you guys to stand up. Let's end it on a good note. Let's all get happy. Let's get excited. Let's go. Can we do that? Give it up for Pat, everybody. Let's go. Had me catching my breath like I've been running for miles. Think about it when I'm sipping every once in a while. Ooh, said that you regret, you can't get it back. 4 a.m., what you want? Panic attack. Remember you're the one that let go. Wasted every night up late, falling like autumn. Always the cause of the problem, causing you heartache and trauma. Alright guys, let's go! Baby, don't panic now. It's a little late calling cause he ain't around. I know it's finished for us. I'm sorry, I ain't sorry, but you did this enough. Go ahead and tell me lies like you ain't about to let me down. Baby, tell me what your plan is now. Calling me frantic. Baby, don't panic. Don't panic. You called it off, so don't you call me up. And baby, don't make it too obvious. I know you're haunted by the thought of us. I'm not the one who went and brought it up. I went and let my guard down for you. I've been having trouble recognizing the truth. You made your bed, now lay in it. Oh, every night up late, falling like autumn. Always the cause of the problem, causing you heartache and trauma. Oh, baby, don't panic now. It's a little late, cause he ain't around. I know it's finished for us. I'm sorry, I ain't sorry, but you did this enough. Go ahead and tell me lies like you ain't about to let me down. Baby, tell me what your plan is now. Calling me frantic. Baby, don't panic. Don't panic. Beauty isn't like the movies. I've tried that. It's my bad, baby. And cool things, you know what you're doing. Can't fight back, right where you want me. One more time. Baby, don't panic now. It's a little late calling cause he ain't around. I know it's finished for us. I'm sorry, I ain't sorry, but you did this enough. Go ahead and tell me lies like you ain't about to let me down. Baby, tell me what your plan is now. Calling me frantic, baby, don't panic. Don't panic now. Whoa, whoa. Guys, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Seriously, I love you guys.
Zach Crane, everybody. We
My
will
man.
see you September 21st next year. Thank you all. Good night.
Good night, everybody.